Hello fellow book lovers! Welcome back to this channel or to this channel. Today I'm gonna be doing my first unhaul. Yeah, the day has come. I have a lot of books. I've been collecting them for 2 years now and I need to make more space because I read the books I buy and not everything is as amazing to deserve to be on my bookshelves. I want to have a collection I'm proud of, and these books I just decided to not have them anymore and give them or sell them to someone else who might appreciate it more. I want to know that I did indeed read every single one of these books, so I gave them a chance. After that I decided to no longer have it. It's not like I'm getting rid of unread books. All of these has been read by me. Unsurprisingly, the very first book on the chopping block is Tales of the Dying Earth by Jack Vance. He's the father of the Vancian magic that was chosen for D&D or tabletop games. I did not like this book. I simply didn't like this book. I absolutely hated, despised one of the main characters that we follow for the longest. The women are treated terribly. There's not memorable women characters. They serve no purpose. They don't have their own character. It took me so long to read this as well. I just want to get rid of it, even though it was more expensive paperback. This has to go now. Another book I'm getting rid of, Severní den or Nordtag by Ondřej Blaho. I was happy to support the debut author. I loved the cover. It was this steampunk vibes, so I gave it a try. It was a fine book, but I feel like not much happened. Like the world has been somehow established, but in terms of the story and the actions of the characters, I feel like this was a little bit too long for an introduction maybe, and I'm not sure if I'm DNFing the whole series yet. I will decide, but I'm definitely not collecting them physically on my bookshelves. If I decide I want to give it another chance to see where the second book is gonna go and if things kick up, I will just read it in digital form. Therefore, this book is leaving my shelves. Another book I read recently and I'm getting rid of is by Mark Lawrence, The Book That Wouldn't Burn. So this is the first book of a trilogy, the library trilogy. A lot of people really love this one. I personally like this book. My favorite part was literally the first few chapters where it almost felt like this apocalyptic world, and then it wasn't as interesting once one of the main characters arrives in the city. Then I didn't like some of the pondering in the big library that is in this book. There were passages that were kind of boring. I wasn't sure if and what romance is gonna be there. I wasn't really feeling it when it arrived, but then I was like, sure, let's see where this goes. Then there was like plot reveal, which was kinda interesting, but then like the ending, what felt like an ending situation already, it just kept going and going and going and going, and I feel like the ending was very, very long. And in the end, it didn't even resolve itself. Of course, this was first book of a trilogy, but still, literally the last page, when I read the last page, I was looking at the book like, did I get faulty copy of this book? It almost cut off like mid-dialogue and I was very confused. Just terrible point to end the book in. Really terrible decision. Thankfully, the whole trilogy is out because I now know that this is definitely the best book of the trilogy. Every person who read the rest of the trilogy said this is the best one, and then it just goes downhill. And especially, I think the third book was just, it wasn't good. It's not where people wanted and expected it to go, and it was very disappointing. I also want to add that there has been some issues with this author. I never had any intention of reading any other books he has. After giving this a try and deciding to unhaul it, I don't think I will pick up anything else from this author in the future. Then I have 2 books I want to get rid of, and both are by Blake Crouch. It's Dark Matter and Recursion. I read Dark Matter first. Honestly, I heavily regret highlighting in this book for the first time because I can sell it, but not by much. Maybe I'll just give it to someone. This book was so overhyped and I was disappointed. It was average book. It was fine. The main character was supposed to be super smart and science guy, and he ended up being very, very stupid and dumb and doing rushed stupid decisions. I kind of couldn't stand him at one point. And also the story wasn't it wasn't mind-blowing, especially the ending wasn't mind-blowing. I saw where it was going and it was fine. Like fast-paced thriller with a sci-fi flavor. I don't think people should describe this as sci-fi. It's a thriller with a sci-fi flavor, and I just don't care for thrillers. I don't read them. Maybe this is the first thriller I read and it was just okay. I definitely don't want this book to take up space where I can have other book I like more in my collection instead. For recursion, I have to say that thankfully I did like this significantly better than Dark Matter. I don't know why people keep bringing up Dark Matter. I say if you didn't read anything by Blake Crouch, I would easily recommend try recursion and just skip Dark Matter because it's similar concept, just better, and it is definitely much better. I would not recommend Dark Matter. Try recursion. It wasn't as fast-paced for the whole book, but it kept my interest. Honestly, the ending was disappointing, I have to say, because it was quick fix, let's say. So that was disappointing. And I've read it. It's still a thriller with sci-fi flavor. I will not read it ever again. It was a good solid book. I will pass this one on as well. And I'm pretty sure after reading 2 books, I don't think I will pick anything else up by Blake Crouch unless it's totally different genre, because I feel like all his other books are also thrillers with sci-fi flavor. Not really for me. I want to read other genres. I know he has Upgrade and Pines. I'm passing on. I'm not gonna read those. What We Cannot Know is a book by Marcus du Satoy. A random book I randomly saw one day in bookstore years and years ago, and my then boyfriend got it for me for Christmas, so I'm very thankful. I was excited. Obviously this is a non-fiction. I didn't read it continuously. The book took me like years to finish. There were some parts that were amazing, like the exploration of cosmos, observation of the skies and stars, and also exploration of our consciousness and brains. Those that were my favorite and most memorable. But also there were other things. There's chaos theory and some atoms and particle stuff in the first half of the book. Definitely parts of it went over my head. It was confusing what is the audience of this book. Parts of this was written for general audience and it was very understandable and interesting, and then other parts were really hard to understand. I had no prior knowledge in the field. I was missing all this background information. So I'm happy I read the whole thing and now it's ready to go to someone else. It definitely made me feel stupid. Interesting concept, but I also don't think it's truly what I would expect from the title. It meandered around that topic. Now I have a fantasy trilogy I'm getting rid of, and that is the Poppy War trilogy, yes, by Eric Kwang. I read the whole trilogy at the start of last year as one of probably the first series I read since I've become a book lover. I really enjoyed the first book. The first book is easily the best one of the trilogy. By the end, I started feeling like something's going on and I'm not liking it as much as the rest of the book, but most of the book I kind of loved. And then with the second book and the third book especially, it just went downhill. The second book was okay. The third book, in my opinion, was kind of a mess. And literally after finishing it, I remembered the least from the most recent book, the third one, because it was a mess. It was not good. I don't know what happened there. Some people absolutely love Farine. I don't like her, not for the reasons people might think, that she's an unlikable character and she's not a good girl, she's bad, she's selfish. I don't like her because there was zero development of character through the whole 3 books. And the only consistent thing about this character was her inconsistency. That's enough. Like, give me. I don't like that. That was very all over the place. I would be fine if she was like evil, selfish, everything people say, but I did not see that at all. I feel like she had no autonomy. Always others decided for her, individuals or groups. She thought she's making decisions and choices herself, but she wasn't. There weren't real choices. Everything was kind of decided for her. I don't care. I don't care about her. The absence of good characters, not like good, but like likable, interesting characters with character development. The only one I liked was Neza. Literally the only character I cared about. When he wasn't there, I was kind of suffering. Good for you if you love this trilogy. Actually, this one has been for now saved by my husband because he might read it himself. It's gonna pass on the other shelves. It's not gonna be on my shelves anymore. The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. Yeah, I like this book. I was kind of disappointed. I like this book. I like the found family and the main character as a female that is in her 40s, not like young or teenage character. That was very enjoyable aspect. I was kind of disappointed that this mysterious magical influence and elements beyond understanding, beyond comprehensibility. Spoiler alert, the line was crossed and it was revealed all this magical land and creatures exist. The main character went there. It kind of lost the magic, ironically, by including the magic so directly. To me personally, that's what happened. And I guess that's the main reason I just don't need the physical books. I know it's gonna be a book series, there's gonna be more, and it's most likely I will read it, just not have the physical books on my shelves. The last one kind of hurts because the book itself is beautiful, and it is Blood Over Bright Haven by Emil Wang. It's shocking, right? But that's the thing. This book is so damn hyped. Literally like one of the 4 most hyped books I've seen in the book community over the 2 years. And that's why I naively thought, yeah, great, it's gonna be 5 stars. Less than 5 stars is not a possibility, and that was my mistake, I admit. So I ended up giving it 4 stars. I did enjoy it. The magic was interesting, but it wasn't the focus of the story. The topics were on the nose, but I don't mind it. I really liked Eric Wang's Babel, which also had on the nose, very on the nose, spelled out topics and themes. My issue is I was disappointed definitely because of the hype, and it did not live up to it. Also, it wasn't very emotional. Some people I know cried and it was so emotional. I was like, yeah, it's sad, but I didn't connect with the characters. My favorite character was like the little sister of one of the main characters. She was awesome, but other than that, I didn't connect to them in such a way, so I didn't care as much as the author wanted, so it wasn't devastating at all. Also, my main issue with this book is the plot twist, because with the plot twist, either we figure it out or the plot twist is revealed, and then the ability to reread this book is 0. I guess it's similar to thrillers, like the plot twist is the most interesting thing about the book, and once you know it, you just don't feel like reading it ever again. And since it also wasn't a 5-star book, and I'm not gonna read it, there's just no point to have it on my shelves. I don't like it that much. It's a bigger book, it's a hardcover, beautiful, absolutely beautiful design. I pre-ordered it and was excited picking it up. I have to say I want to give try to the Sword of Kaigen. I can get it right now. We'll see if there's gonna be translation or mainstream publisher publishing it. I don't have it right now. I will 100% read that one. Right now I cannot guess if I'm gonna like it more or less. I have no idea. Hopefully I'm gonna like it more. Okay, those are all the books I'm getting rid of. I read all of them. This is my decision, my shelves. Tell me which one shocked you the most, which one you would never give away. And it's exciting, I can add more books now to my shelves instead of these books. After this unhaul, I'm ready to do bookshelf reorganization, so that is gonna be the next video. Stay tuned for that. I hope it's gonna go well. The only shelf that's gonna stay is the Robin Hood shelf. Maybe I will put it one shelf up, I will see. But other than that, there's gonna be changes and we're gonna do it together. Hopefully it's gonna be fun and not stressful. So see you in the next video. Have a great time, have a great reading, and stay bookish.